Geico proudly presents the Sunday Night Anthem.
A perfect Sunday night for football.
It's time to go to work.
Hey, here we go, man. We the big dog in this fight.
And 3, 2, resolve.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night. All right, what a night, it's finally here. Sunday night football's kicking into high gear. The stars have arrived, come on, get up and cheer. Hey Jack, it's a fact, the show's back in town. Cowboys and the Niners in a classic showdown. The stadium's rocking, time to crank up the sound. The NFL's best have come to play. Coast to coast, there's just one thing left to say. I've been waiting all day for Sunday night. The tough get rough in a primetime fight. More than a game, it's every fan's right. That's why we're waiting all day for Sunday night.
Prescott throws, crossing, and caught for the touchdown.
This is just a show out here tonight.
Waiting all day. Waiting all day for Sunday night.
It is another picture-perfect Sunday night in the Bay Area. 45 miles south of San Francisco, it's 68 degrees at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, home of the defending NFC champion, San Francisco 49ers. And their quarterback, Brock Purdy. He takes the field live and takes on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys on NBC's Sunday Night Football. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. These were the top two seeds in the NFC last year, Chris. They got work to do right now. I want to start with the 49ers. They're 3-4. They lost the rematch of the Super Bowl to Kansas City here last week. You know, the whole year's been about make up for the guys missing on the offensive side of the ball. What do you expect from them tonight?
They're going to be physical on both sides of the ball. I mean, let's face it, San Francisco believes that they're the toughest team on the field, regardless of who they play out there. So it'll be the same formula as the last 3 times they beat the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to try and beat them up.
Speaking of the Cowboys, they're a little beat up. They're 3-3. They were off last week, which means 2 weeks to stew in the 47-9 home embarrassing loss to the Detroit Lions. You hit the bye week, usually you hit the reset button. So what do you think we're going to see from Dallas?
Dallas has to find themselves. I mean, they really do. They can't run. They can't stop the run. And that's a dangerous formula against the San Francisco 49ers. The winner tonight still in very good shape. The loser, we've got a few issues to talk about.
These are a couple of franchises that define themselves by championships and trophies. They've got work to do, as Chris said, for this season. And it starts here tonight. Two of the great combinations of uniforms and franchises and stars. Center stage here in Santa Clara. Looking forward to a good one tonight. 49ers and the Cowboys. We've got it for you next on Sunday Night Football.
NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
I think the best moments in sports are when you get a glimpse, even for a millisecond, of absolute perfection. Photography is the same way. My name is Walter Yost Jr., and I've been a sports photographer for 60 years. How many pictures have I taken in my life? Thousands? Millions? I don't know. But January 10th, 1982, the Cowboys-49ers NFC title game, it's up there with the best. It was a great game, back and forth. And then the 49ers were down 6, 58 seconds left on the clock.
The football is on the 6-yard line. 3rd and 3.
Taking photos is a little like football. It's all about making quick decisions.
Montana looking.
I was focused on Joe Montana with a telephoto lens. But when he released the ball towards me,
Throwing in the end zone.
I took the other camera around my neck with my 50mm and just started shooting. and the catch was born. Every time the Cowboys and Niners play, of course I think of that game, that photo. These teams now are teetering on the edge, desperate to show they still belong in the Super Bowl conversation. And hey, you never know. Maybe we'll get another glimpse of perfection on Sunday night.
One of the men who made the moment, Walter Yost Jr., that iconic shot of the catch nearly 43 years ago. That the most monumental of the 40 previous meetings between these legendary franchises. 49ers wide receivers of today, a big part of this season's San Francisco story. For more on that, here's Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Mike, and it hasn't been a good story. Last Sunday, Brandon Ayuk suffered a torn ACL and MCL in his right knee. He needs surgery. He will be out for the rest of the year. As for Deebo Samuel, he played just 4 snaps last week before leaving the game because he was having trouble breathing. After the game, he checked himself into the hospital where he was diagnosed with pneumonia with fluid in his lungs. Deebo spent 2 nights in the hospital, but was back in the facility on Wednesday, was limited in practice Thursday and Friday, but is active tonight. I talked to Deebo just a few minutes ago, and he told me with a huge smile on his face that he has no limitations tonight and will be good to go. One note for the Cowboys, running back Rico Dowdle. He arrived at the stadium and felt sick. He was evaluated by the team's medical staff and ruled out. So that means Dalvin Cook, who's making his season debut after being elevated from the practice squad, and Ezekiel Elliott will carry the load tonight, Mike.
All right, Dalvin's getting ready for this one, I guess. He and Zeke there. Mike McCarthy gained 300 regular and postseason as a head coach in the NFL. He was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers before his 13 years in Green Bay. Kyle Shanahan on the other side, 3rd time in the last 4 years. His Niners have started 3-4. The other 2 seasons, he took them to the NFC Championship game. Couple of legends blowing the foghorn here tonight. Newly minted Hall of Famer Patrick Willis and Frank Gore, the 3rd all-time leading rusher in NFL history, spent a decade with San Francisco. To set the atmosphere and the mood here in Santa Clara tonight. Well, Mike McCarthy told us last night he won the toss, he was going to take the ball, and he did just that. Cowboys win the toss and receive. So Anders Carlson, a couple of place kickers already hurt for San Francisco. He's the 3rd this year. Cavante Turpin, dangerous return man, as dangerous as there is in the league. Back deep to receive. Pretty important game for these teams as we get towards the halfway point of this season. George Odom revving them up, and we are look to be ready to go, but we have some delay here. It's not us. We're ready, guys. Just everyone communicating to make sure all is set in the right place. Bill Vinovich is our referee, and there's something they're communicating. Oh, I think it's the communication amongst the officials that seems to be an issue for the moment, so hold all that build up there for a second. The officials have a system where they can all communicate with each other as the game goes on. They sort that one out. Chris, you just see these teams over the years, the playoff games, the catch from back in 1981 in the NFC Championship game. Just so many memories come to mind when you see these 2 uniforms share a field.
Yeah, I remember that catch back in 1981. We got the winner in the Super Bowl. I was happy it was the 49ers. Now I'm kind of wishing it was the Cowboys.
I didn't mean to bring up a bad memory, but let's get it out of the way early, right? All right, here we go from Santa Clara. Turpin gonna run up to take it from the 3.